Hi everybody, this is Lance, the option teacher. This video I'm going to go over when you have a naked or cash secured put, one or two opportunities to roll those contracts when it's challenged. If the contracts aren't challenged, I typically just let them expire worthless because when I'm going to take the trade, I'm knowing the risk and reward when I take the trade, and if it makes the max profit of the premium received, I'm usually fine with that. However, sometimes your positions will be challenged, and these are two different possible ways to manage them. So two different roll triggers. One is the stock touches the strike at the money. Let's assume that you sold an out of the money put, and then it goes down to the strike. At that point, you could consider rolling it. Also, the last day of expiration. So you're going to wait until the final day and then roll it. Each trigger does have a different objective and advantage to it. So first, when the stock touches at the money. The short put is being challenged because you could get assigned 100 shares of stock per contract. By rolling it early, it can move the strike further away. And we'll see an example shortly on that. It gives you a little bit more of a downside cushion. You could also possibly get a net credit on the roll as well, which lowers your cost basis, and it can reduce assignment risk if desired. So once it touches at the money, there's a chance that you could get assigned, especially if it's paying a dividend. But if you roll it out, you give yourself more time, and there's a less likelihood that you'll actually get assigned on the stock. So why does this feel safer? You get more time value still available in the option. Often allows rolling for credit. So let's say you sold an option for $30, and then you're at the money. Maybe you can buy back that contract at more, maybe $60, but then you could sell another about a month out and maybe make more than the $60 that you initially bought back your initial contract for. This potentially creates a lower strike and longer duration though, which is good and bad. Lower strike does make it safer, but the longer duration could actually make it worse if it continues dropping. Just be aware of that. It also keeps your probability of profit higher than if you're waiting when it's deep in the money in most cases. So here's an example. Let's say the stock was at $105 a share, and then you sold a 100 strike put. Then it falls to the 100. At that point, you could roll to the later expiration. You could go a few weeks, month out, and then go to a lower strike, maybe a 95 strike. And then ideally, you want to do this for either a break even on the contracts premiums or possibly a slight credit if possible. And this gives you more room for the stock to fluctuate. Maybe it recovers back up, and then this naked put would expire worthless on the second contract. Another way you can do this is rolling on expiration day. This could be riskier because once it touches at the money, you're going to purposely wait until the expiration day before you roll it. But the reasons that this might be worth it is the theta decay is the greatest near your expiration. So you're gaining that theta decay every day you get closer to the expiration, and it does ramp up near the expiration date. Most of the extrinsic values disappeared, especially if there's only a few hours left for that contract. You collected the maximum possible decay from the contract, and that's a deal when the position remains manageable. You have plenty of funds to deal with a possible early assignment, and you're also able to have a lot of funds available for other trades. So why expiration rolls can be efficient. Again, it nearly extracts all the available premium, avoids giving up the remaining time value. If you roll when it's touching at the money, you're giving up the time value of that contract. Let's say it touches at the money with a few weeks left, and then you're just going to roll it out again. You're not getting the maximum theta decay in that point. This does allow immediate redeployment into a new cycle, and it increases annualized premium in many cases, as long as it doesn't fall too much from your strike. So in the previous example, let's say the stock's at $105 a share, you sold a 100 strike put, and then you wait until it's near expiration. Let's say it's hovering around 100. You decide not to roll when it touches at the money, but you're going to wait until the final day. Maybe on the final day it's at $99 a share. In that case, you could roll on the last day, and it typically will increase your annual premium because you're taking a lot of the theta decay from it. Some of the trade-offs, if you have an at-the-money roll, this does prioritize risk reduction. You want to lower your strike as far as possible just to be safer on the trade, because then the roll might end up being worthless. The stock will end up not paying at that price, and then the contract is worthless. On the expiration day roll, it prioritizes premium efficiency because you're getting that extra theta decay as it gets closer to expiration. The best choice does depend on your stock behavior and account objectives. So here's a decision framework for which one to decide to do. If it touches the at the money, you could consider the defensive roll, go down and out, so lower strike further out in time for safety. If you're comfortable and you're near expiration, you can consider waiting. Maybe it recovers and then it might expire worthless. And then the expiration day arrives. I would evaluate rolling into the next cycle at that point. You could also always get assigned on it. It's not as capital efficient, but by getting assigned on a stock that you want anyway, you can then hold for a long-term position, or you can sell covered calls and do the wheel strategy on it. Always make sure you're managing your position size and risk. What you don't want to do is keep adding on more and more contracts where if it drops, it could be a significant loss in your account. Key takeaways: at-the-money rolls can improve safety by creating more cushion. The expiration day rolls maximize theta harvesting because you're taking much more theta decay closer to expiration. Both approaches can be valuable tools, and choose a method that matches your risk management plan. One of the main things you want to make sure you're doing is know your plan before you're taking the trade. So if you're selling that 100 put when the stock's at 105, know beforehand once it hits 100, I'm either going to roll it immediately or I'm going to wait until expiration to roll it, or maybe you just don't roll it at all and you just take assignment. Again, this is Lance, the Option Teacher. Hope you found this video helpful. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I give lots of buy and sell side trades if you want to click the link in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on the next video.